What the fuck is up, everyone? Prison Meddler here. I am back with a Ranking Every Album series. Today we will be reviewing every Helloween album. Now, this is part 1. I'm not reviewing all albums into one video. I'm splitting the video into 2 parts. Why, if you may ask? It's because Helloween has so many albums that the video is going to take way too long. So, because of that, I'm going to split the video into 2 parts. So here's how it works. For part 1, I'm going to review the first half of their albums, and then part 2, I will finish the rest of the albums, the second half. So we're splitting 50-50. The video will be just like the same as my other Ranking Every Album series. It's just the first half of the discography and the second half. We're only going through studio albums. I'm not interested in EPs, demos, live albums, compilations, re-recorded albums, covers, or anything that's released by solo or side projects. We're only going through studio albums. So there's 16 albums in total, not including their upcoming album. We will review the first 8 albums in this video, and then we'll review the last 8 albums on part 2. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, starting up we got is their debut album, Walls of Jericho, released November 18, 1985 off of Noise Records. Now this album has more like a speed metal type sound to it. This is their only album with Kai Hansen up until 2021's self-titled album, and it's a really great album. I really love the speed, heavy epicness through it. Like tracks like Ride the Sky, it has such a really uplifting weight, and it has this really nice roaring riffs, technical solos. I mean, don't get me started with the solos, including songs like Phantoms of Death and How Many Tears. Has some really unpredictable moments, like mainly the solos, and it just sounded great. And don't get me started with the track Heavy Metal is the Law. I fucking love that song, Heavy Metal is the Law. It's a great song to mosh to. I definitely dug the song Heavy Metal is the Law. And then we got the closing track, How Many Tears, which is a great epic way, speed, power metal type epic way to close the track. So, yeah guys, I think it's a really strong debut. I think this is great. Probably one of my favorites of 1985. And, yeah, just pretty much a power metal classic, so I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. I think this is a really great record. Very strong 4 out of 5. So, there's that. Alrighty, next up we got is Keeper of the Seven Keys, Part 1, released May 23rd, 1987, off of Noise Records. Now, this is a classic album. As you may know, this is the first album with Michael Kiske on vocals. I think this is one of the first pioneer albums of the power metal genre with this European style. And what the fuck was that? I'm sorry, I was trying to do that. What that album cover is, but anyway, yeah. I mean, even though Kai Hansen moved to guitar, this album is a straight up classic. All the songs are amazing. Like, there are some really amazing cuts. Like, the song I Am Alive, a perfect way to open the album. A Little Time is such a more of a simple song in a very epic way. It's very executed pretty well. I also love this interlude with this. It's very unpredictable. And I also love the ballad track, A Tell That Wasn't Right. Such an amazing ballad. And don't get me started with this closing track, Helloween. I consider that as a closing track instead of Follow the Sign. Follow the Sign is pretty much like a skit outro to it. Helloween is just one of my favorite songs from the band of all time. Helloween, I should say. Helloween, whatever. Tomato, tomato. But, yeah, Helloween, amazing fucking song. I fucking love Helloween. So, yeah, guys, I'm going to go for a very strong 4.5 out of 5, leaning towards a 5. And I wouldn't argue if anyone give this album a 5 out of 5. I wouldn't argue it at all. So, yeah, guys, 4.5 out of 5 for me. Such an amazing album. One of the best metal albums of 1987, for sure. Next up we got is Keeper of the Seven Keys, released August 29, 1988, off of Noise Records. Now, guys, this is the point where I think this is the band's best album to date. Yes, I like it more than part 1. Like, it's kind of a debate. It's kind of debatable which one is better. I mean, the reason why I like part 2 more is it has a much more epic tone to it. I mean, originally, Keeper of the Seven Key was originally going to be a double album, but their record label says no, so they had to split the two albums apart. But anyway, as you know, part 2 concludes off with a story with full of epicness. Michael Keys is fucking phenomenal with the vocals. Love his kick-ass riffs. Like, pretty much every song is fucking kicks ass. Like, I love the chorus from the song March of Time. I Want Out is definitely a great heavy metal anthem song. That's for fucking sure. And yeah, the closing track, Keeper of the Seven Key, fucking amazing. You Always Walk Alone, Eagle Fly Free. I fucking love that song. That song kicks so much ass. Perfect way to open the track. So, I don't know what else to tell you guys. It's definitely a classic album. This may be my favorite metal album of 1988. I like this more than Seventh Son to the Seventh Son and Operation Mindcrime and Injustice for All. I think this dethrones all these 3 albums. So, 5 out of 5. This is fucking perfect. Yes, 5 out of 5. Perfect album. Easily their best album. Probably my favorite power metal album of all time. Next up we got is Pink Bubbles Go Ape. Stupid title, by the way. Released March 11, 1991, off of EMI Records. Now, this is the album where the band starts to go downhill. They kind of ended the 3-album strike. So, they had their run. So, my thoughts on this album, I actually kind of enjoyed it. Yes, it's cheesy and corny at times, but it's fun. Like, there's several filler tracks, like number 1, and they still kept the consistent epic moments, like certain tracks, like Kids of the Century, Back in the Streets, and Someone's Crying. I'm Doing Fine, Crazy Man is somewhat cheesy tracks, but at the same time, they're pretty fun. So, yeah, I mean, the production's still good. I mean, I can't take the album cover very seriously. It sounds like a woman having sexual relations with a fish, some weird fucking bestiality shit going on here. But I'm not judging the album by its title. I mean, I thought the album is solid. I mean, way weaker than the first 3 albums, but I kind of find it enjoyable. They do have some kick-ass riffs, some solid jams here and there. I think this is the first album without Kai Hansen on there, which kind of causes a little bit of a downfall. A bit. But other than that, there's some enjoyments. Yeah, there's a few fillers, but I don't mind this album. So, I'll go for a 3 out of 5. It's decent. I don't mind it. I mean, I'll go back to it, but I don't mind it. It's solid, I guess. So there's that. There's a lot of catchy moments here and there, but I'm not going to complain too much. Alright, next up we got is Chameleon, released May 31st, 1993, all of EMI Records, and yeah, this is the album where the band decides to experiment a lot more than it did on Pink Bubbles Go Ape. I don't know how to start with this. This is just a really odd approach, really odd direction they're going to after this epicness to this really odd 70s prog rock influences, which quite didn't work. And yeah, even especially the fact that, I don't know, like, it's kind of a lot cheesier. It got a lot dumber, I guess. It just feels like this album doesn't know what kind of content it is. Like, they may still have a bit of heavy metal into it, but there's like a lot of prog rock, 70s rock influences from bands like Pink Floyd, Stevie Ray Vaughan, stuff like that. And I think Michael Case said that they describe it as a 3-man solo album, which he says that they were trying to make a solo album, and Helloween was not very functioning very well as a band, so they decided to get together and decided to make this album, and yeah, it didn't really work too well. Yeah, guys, I am not quite a fan of this album. I just do not like this direction they're going to, and I pretty much have to say that this is probably the band's worst album to date. I mean, there's a lot of cringy moments, like the song First Time is absolutely cringe. Mainly the lyrics kind of cringes me a bit. When a Sinner is so fucking cheesy. Now look, I can tolerate some cheesiness in Helloween with albums like Pink Bubbles Go Ape, but this album is just way too cheesy that it gets really stupid. Bubbles Go Ape is so cheesy it's fun, but this album is so cheesy it's stupid. And I Don't Want to Cry No More may have some touchy feelings about a person's brother's death. such like that. But the song is boring. I'm sorry. I just don't like this song. I just kind of fell asleep throughout this song. And I believe may probably be the best song of the album because it has a slighter sound to the Helloween approach, but it's still not very good. And that song should not be 9 minutes at all. It should probably be at least 5. And the album is 70 minutes. And holy hell, this is a chore to listen to. So, yeah, guys, I don't like this album. I'm going to go for 1.5 to 5. It's pretty bad. Obviously, their worst record. I avoid this album. The band has not performed any of the songs from that album ever since then. It's so bad that 2 members left the band. This is the last album with Michael Case left the band, as well as the drummer, which the drummer committed suicide because from all the alcohol abuse. So, RIP to him. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. Alright, next up we got is Master of the Rings, released August 26, 1994, off of Victor Entertainment, Castle Communications / Raw Power. So much record labels. I don't know what should I say here. It's better than Chameleon. That's kind of it. I'm not a fan of this album either. I mean, yeah, it's the first album with Andy Darius on vocals, but I mean, this album is still pretty cheesy. I don't like the production in this album either. Like, I mean, I can tell this album is really rushed because it came out a year after Chameleon. But it kind of does have a bit of its solid moments here and there. Like, Mr. Eagle is a nice, fun, groovy track. Perfect Gentleman, pretty catchy, fun, cheesy type song. And Still We Go is a really solid closing track, and that's kind of it. I only like these 3 tracks. The rest, I'm kind of bored. Yeah, it's better than Chameleon, but I feel like the band could do a lot better, which they did in the future albums, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, several people like this album, but me, not really. I'm just not a fan of it. So, I'm going to go for a 2 out of 5, mainly because it's better than Chameleon, and I mean, it's kind of bad, but it's not terrible. So, yeah, I'll go for a 2 out of 5. I mean, it's not, like, awful or anything, but I feel like the album could do some more work on it and put more effort to it, and the production is bad and it's very rushed. That's kind of all I have to say here. Alrighty, next up we got is The Time of the Oath, released February 29, 1996, of a Victor Entertainment. I'm just going with what the main label is. And holy shit, we got a really strong album, the strongest album in a very long time. I actually quite enjoy this one. I think this is probably one of their best albums. Like, definitely a far better album. Like, there's a lot of heavy moments throughout with cuts like Steel Tormentor, Power Before the War. And then there's some really fun moments too, like tracks like Wake Up the Moment, 1,000,001, and Anything My Mom Don't Like, which kind of been a bit cheesy, but really fun to listen to. Like, I kind of find these songs really catchy as hell. From what I'm reading, that Time of the Oath is a concept album, according to Ari Darius. This is what I'm reading on Wikipedia. It is based on the prophecy of Nostradamus, referring to prophecies made for the years 1994 to 2000, followed by a millennium of peace if humans made the right choices. The album is meant to reflect the choices of humanity. The keeper that appears on the album, having returned from the first 2 keepers of the 7 keys, and later returning to the third, could represent God or the stupidity of humanity, in the form of the 7th Trooper in the song Before the War. I think this album is part of the Keeper of the 7th Key, which kind of brings back to its roots. Instead of a space scene as on the cover of Keeper of the 7 Keys Part 1, the area under the Keeper's hood is filled with stars and a line of golden rings in a fashion of Master of the Rings artwork. The track Time of the Oath reflects on Act V of Faust Part 2, written by Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. Andy Darius plays the part of Mifu, I can't pronounce the name, reclaiming the soul of Dr. Faust, whereas the choir of orchestra sings the Dyer's Ire from the traditional requiem representing the angels rescuing Faust's lost soul. So it's basically a concept album, and it's got some really great moments here throughout. So, and it's got really epic shit throughout, like with tracks like mainly the Mission Motherlode is such an amazing track with this fucking kick-ass riff. And the closing track, Time of the Oath 2, with great epicness throughout. I mean, I love the track Mission Motherland. Fucking kicks ass. I love this fucking riff. And the solos are phenomenal. So, I'm going to go for 4 to 5. I think it's a really great album. Pretty underrated, too. I think this is easily one of their strongest albums, and not a lot of people talk about this record, which I don't get why. I thought this was very underrated. Alright, next up we got is Keeper, then Raw, released March 4, 1998, off of Castle Communications Records, and I have to say, this is almost just as strong as their last album. I actually quite enjoy it, and I find this album pretty underrated. I love that fucking artwork. I love the cover. And yeah, I think this got some really great moments throughout the album. Like, Push is such a great way to open the album. Hey Laura and I Can are really catchy tracks. I mean, Revelation is an amazing song. I love his kick-ass riffs through it with his crunching riffs throughout. In Time, love the ballad. Really great ballad. Such an underrated one too. And yeah, the main complaint I have with this album is mainly the track Don't Spit on My Mind. I find that song a bit cheesy at times, but it's not too bad. And it's a little corny, and I actually like the closing track, Midnight Song. It kind of reminds me of this back to the old speed metal roots they got from Walls of Jericho. Yeah, I thought this album is really good. I thought it's really underrated. Is it as strong as Time of the Oath? No, not really, but close. So, yeah, I find this album pretty underrated, and I really enjoy throughout. So, I'm going to go for a very strong 3.5 out of 5. I thought this was a really good album. Check it out. Why not? Very underrated album, so yep. Alright, guys. That's the first half of the discography. We'll stop it right here. Part 2 will be out very, very soon. Probably by next week or so. So, yeah, guys. We'll stop it right here. Stay tuned for Part 2. If you enjoy this video, like, subscribe, and all that bullshit. Let me know what your thoughts on the earlier Helloween albums. And check out those videos, whatever is popping up on the screen. So, yeah, guys. We'll finish the rest on part 2. It's coming soon. Just bear with me. I can assure you, you're not going to wait that much longer. So anyways, guys, that's the video, and I'm going to go ahead and get the fuck out of here. So, I'm out.